Okay, welcome back to the Fables Sphere, and today I would like to talk about kids and pets, both of which I have a great affinity for and adore. Of course, both of them have their place in the world and offer a great purpose and joy to many different people's lives. Well, depending on which people. But today I'd like to talk about the many vast distinctions between the two, and why, in my view and my belief, kids are far greater and should be far more coveted than pets. Now, hold on, before you get offended, I'm not dissing Fluffy. I'll explain my rationale shortly. But first, none of these immutable distinctions happen to be apparent to the febrile minds at this company.
Halo makes the world's best food for the world's best kids. No, not that kid, this kid. You can leave this kid alone for 10 minutes and they won't destroy your house.
Yeah!
With these kids, you can actually sleep in. And shopping never ends in tears.
Ezra, please.
Maybe being a human parent is overrated. So if you're gonna have a kid, make it a furry one and feed them Halo Elevate. Natural, science-based nutrition for their optimal health. Halo, the world's best food for the world's best kids.
Aww, hooray for Fluffy. Now, that was an advert that was put out by the Better Choice company that actually makes that Halo dog food product. And as you can see, marketing has become so lazy, pathetic, and uncreative that they're no longer even looking for creative ways to think out of the box when they're creating these sort of campaigns. The logical route, the most obvious conclusion to this type of advert would have been connect the children with the pets. For example, every child needs a loyal best friend. Therefore, every loyal best friend needs the very best food. Introducing our healthier option, because every beautiful relationship needs a halo. Nah, they opted for your kids suck, they're one big hassle, why even have them? Fluffy is better because Fluffy is easier. Right? Now, let's see if we can dissect this video and offer a slightly different, more sanguine perspective to all of this. Right? Let's begin.
Halo makes the world's best food for the world's best kids. No, not that kid, this kid.
That is a dog. And not a kid. I can't be too sure, but I think that's a dog. I mean, actually, what is a dog?
You can leave this kid alone for 10 minutes and they won't destroy your house.
Yeah!
Sorry, what? Is that your official position? That these kids don't do that? Well, these kids don't do that. I'm not entirely sure the Better Choice company actually knows what species of kids they're dealing with over here. And having said that, I'm not entirely sure that I should be giving their food to my kids, seeing that they don't know much about them. I mean, you mean to tell me that these kids don't dig up the garden, scratch up the furniture, bark at the moon all night, eat vomit and then eat that vomit, poo and then eat that poo, dig up the garbage and then scatter everything all over the place, drag mud into the house, drag dead animals into the house. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going with this? I know. But Phil, not all dogs do that, and you can train them to not do that. Ah, really? Funny that you say that.
With these kids, you can actually sleep in. And shopping never ends in tears.
Ezra, please.
Yeah, okay. In the beginning stages of childhood, every parent is going to attest and concede to the fact that you don't get much sleep. But more on that just now. But the shopping thing? Why on earth would I want my dog shopping with me? That idiot can't even remember the grocery shopping list. That idiot can't even hold the grocery list. Now, my 2-year-old can recite at least 5 items that I ask him to remind me to buy. Right? My dog can't even remind me to buy his own food. In fact, if his existence was predicated on being able to remind me to buy his food by just saying the word food, that furry idiot would die. But don't fret, my 2-year-old's got his back, because he remembers.
Maybe being a human parent is overrated. So if you're gonna have a kid, make it a furry one and feed them Halo Elevate. Natural, science-based nutrition for their optimal health. Halo, the world's best food for the world's best kids.
Okay, so let me give you my final thoughts over here. And I actually wrote down my final thoughts because I thought that that was the best way for me to actually convey what I really feel about this particular topic. So bear with me. The final statements in that advert were maybe being a human parent is overrated. So if you're going to have kids, make it a furry one. Now that statement these days is not just fun and folly theatre. That's unfortunately an ideology that is sadly gaining a lot more traction in our society. Kids are slowly becoming of no importance to our society. They're being seen and portrayed as an inconvenient burden, a curse that comes with the reproductive act as opposed to something intrinsically powerful and meaningful. Kids are hard. Much harder than pets. And this is especially true because it's exacerbated by a society that finds just about everything hard. Words are hard, views are hard, debates are hard, tolerance is hard, work is hard, and just about everything that doesn't involve a 6-inch screen and a selfie camera is hard. Everyone in our society, though, speaks of progressivism and how we ought to progress. But how exactly do you think we were able to progress from the dark ages to the point that we're at right now? How have we been successfully able to turn out a better world decade on decade on decade? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What better world? This world is shit. Says you on your iPhone, using fast broadband, on YouTube, operating in a society that allows you to think, say, and act out your beliefs. You who can now live longer due to modern medicine. You who can navigate from town to town without having to use the stars because you've got access to satellites in your pocket. You know who did that for you? Children. Children with grand ideas and pioneering views over a vast amount of time did that for you, paving the way so that other children could pick up where they left off. Children built everything you have and take for granted today. Children died in wars, defended rights, wrote constitutions, built industries, turned economies, grappled with physics and scientific principles, and so on and so forth. Children are hard. And they're also unbelievably easy to screw up. The risks are higher. We have way more riding on them. We do a bad job and we get to look down at the ashes of society. But if we do a good job, we get to look up and aim for the stars. Pets are way less of a gamble. I agree. They're undoubtedly a lot less effort and a lot less responsibility as well. But we also have a hell of a lot less to gain from them. Even pets have a lot less to gain from themselves with our children. Children keep this thing going, and not just for themselves. In summary, maybe being a human parent isn't or shouldn't be underrated. Because a society who gives up on its children will eventually have no fluffies to give halo to. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.